कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम, हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So Dandat Pranams to all the devotees. Thank you all for joining in for the Ekadashi special session. Um, we'll start with Harinam Sankirtan and then we will follow the schedule as being shared. So let's start with Harinam Sankirtan. नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिशतारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्ता वृंदा. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंदा. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे. हरे राम राम हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय निताय नवदीप चंद्र निताय नवदीप चंद्र निताय निताय। जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा। जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे। जय राधा रास बिहारी राधा रास बिहारी राधे राधे। जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे। जय राधे 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 श्री राधे। जय गुरु परंपरा जय गुरु परंपरा गुरु परंपरा जय गुरु परंपरा जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णवा वृंद की जय। सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada की जय। ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान् वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्प्रपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरून् दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं। हरिः ओं तत्सत्। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तरालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So thank you all for joining in. Happy Ekadashi to all the devotees. I hope everyone has joined the Ekadashi Japa Sankalpa group and have given your Sankalpa to chant more number of rounds on this auspicious day of Ekadashi. I saw some devotees have given 32 rounds, 64 rounds, like that. So it's very, very inspiring so that we can also develop the taste or at least the interest or at least the desire, if not anything else, to chant 64 rounds, 100 rounds, 128 rounds devotees chant on Ekadashi days. So in this way, when we see others are chanting, they're taking so much of effort, then in their association, when they are reporting, then you also get this little bit of desire, at least, right? As jivas, we can only desire. So in this way, when we have the desire, then we will take some action towards satisfaction of our desire. So in this way, I request if somebody is not part of the group, please join the group and do update your sankalpa. And in this way, we anyways reporting every Ekadashi, the total number of rounds and how many rounds done by each devotee. So it's very inspiring and motivating. Hare Krishna. So now we move on to the next section, which is singing of this beautiful song. Today is 20th. Today is the most auspicious occasion of Bhaimi Ekadashi. Tomorrow is Varaha Dwadashi, right? That's why we are fasting, right? Until 12, we fasted full fasting, right? Nilanjani Mataji asked me, Mataji, whole day is fasting. Why you are saying only till noon? And then she only gave the answer. She told me, so it's fasting, full fasting till 12. And after that, fast with fruits and water. I said, bingo, fantastic, marvelous. Yeah, so that's what it is. So till 12, we fasted full fasting, and then we are fasting now with Ekadashi, right? Having Ekadashi prasadam, fruits, milk, and whatever is the kind of fasting you're doing, Sajala or Nirjala or with Ekadashi prasadam, like that. Whatever is the fasting you're doing, that we continue till the end of today, and till tomorrow morning, we need to break our fast as per the parent time that is prescribed. So that's how we observe the Ekadashi Vrata. And why do we do it? We do it for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga, because it pleases the Lord. We are not whimsically fasting, right? We are not going on a diet mode so that we reduce 5-6 kilos of weight. But if that happens also, that is also like that. Like Prabhupada, in one of his lectures, he talks about how a person, US return, comes for a wedding, and then he comes actually, even for the Lord's incarnations, they give that example. The Lord appears to protect his devotees. At the same time, what happens? The unnecessary things, the asuras and all, they get killed. So we can also aspire that, we are chanting Hare Krishna mantra, we are doing austerity, we have to do full fasting, or fasting from grains and beans and having one meal a day or something like that. And then what happens? Our Shuddhikaran happens. That is the main purpose. Our heart gets purified. Cheto Darpana Marjanam happens. The Lordships are pleased and they give us taste in chanting Hare Krishna mantra. What is the byproduct that we also want? That we also reduce some few kilos of weight, isn't it? So yeah. So and they also say, even medical sciences, they say that if you fast once in 15 days, it's very good for the body. The body also gets its desired rest, like that. So in all ways, it is very, very beneficial. So Ekadashi, like the song says, Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula. Right? Madhava Tithi Bhakti Janani Jetana Palana Kori. Anyone who Palana Kori means who observes these wonderful days will be the recipients of the mercy of Guru and Gauranga. And that's why we are doing all of this, right? We are not, otherwise, so many people fast for so many reasons. But we don't do whimsical fasting. We do fasting according to what is prescribed in the Shastras because it gives pleasure to the Lord. So today is Ekadashi, and that's about today. And tomorrow is Varaha Dwadashi. So we did up to noon fasting for Varaha Dwadashi. And because on Dwadashi day is feasting day, right? It's not, it's fasting is today. So tomorrow we observe Varaha Dwadashi, where we can sing this beautiful song, which is Pralay Bayo Dichile, written by Jayadev Goswami. It talks about the main incarnations of the Lord. So we can sing that song tomorrow and observe Varaha Dwadashi. And day after tomorrow, very, very important day is Nityananda Trayodashi. Right? We are actually preparing our consciousness because Nityananda Prabhu is our original Guru, Adi Guru. Right? Whatever advancement we can make in our spiritual life, it can happen only with the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. Because Krishna says, Ye tamam prapadyanti tam satev bhajamiham. As you surrender, I will reward you accordingly. Right? And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradhayate. He's come to give us Krishna Prem. He's come to give us the holy name. But we also know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also got very angry when this Madai, he took a bottle and he threw it on Nityananda Prabhu because Nityananda Prabhu asked him to chant Hare Krishna. And then what happens? He threw a bottle at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forgot. I'm no longer the Mahavadanyaya avatar. I cannot tolerate Vaishnava Prad. Right? So in this way, he got very angry. And then what did our Nityananda Prabhu say? Oh Lord, in this incarnation, you are not killing demons with your Sudarshan Chakra. You are actually killing the demoniac propensity in people, especially in this age of Kali. We are all Manda Sumanda Matayo. We don't know what is actually good for us. We settle for very, very cheap benefits. We think we are happy with those little things of life which are so fleeting. We're so happy with those things. We don't even know what is the real objective of human form of life and all that. But by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, right? What does he do? Shraddhavana Janahe, Shraddhavana Janahe. Prabhu Re Ajnai Bhai, Magi Bhiksha. Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Koro Krishna Siksha. I beg of you, please chant the holy names. And that he goes by knocking at the homes of every person, whether or not that person has faith, whether or not that person believes, and whether or not that person will chant, doesn't matter. So this is the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, and his appearance day is day after tomorrow, who is non-different from Balaramji. So we will sing this song, Parama Karuna Pahu Duyi Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra. Right? Nitai Gaur, always Gauranga Mahaprabhu's mercy comes when comes through Nityananda Prabhu. We also know this Panihatti Chidadahi festival, right? Raghunath Dasu Goswami offers obeisance to Nityananda Prabhu at a distance. In his heart, he thinks he should get the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And that's why Nityananda Prabhu knows what is there in everybody's heart, right? Krishna and Balaram, it is said that Krishna and Balaram are the same, right? One is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one is the Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead. One is black, that black we cannot decipher, it's not the material black that we know of, but one is dark in complexion, the other is white in complexion, otherwise there is no difference like that. So in this way, Nityananda Prabhu is not different from Balaramji. So as we sing this song, why did he punished Raghunath Dasu Goswami? Because in his heart, he wanted to get the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, but he did not want to associate with Nityananda Prabhu. Right? It is a lesson for us. We are all associates of pure devotees of the Lord. So they perform some leelas so that we, conditioned souls, learn from those leelas. Right? So what does he do? He punishes Raghunath Dasu Goswami to give what is Chida Dahi festival. Right? To everybody, he had to give this chida with condensed milk in one pot and chida with dahi in another pot. And in that way, a wonderful festival was celebrated. Nityananda Prabhu was offered, and Nityananda Prabhu actually made Gauranga Mahaprabhu come and take the boga, and then it was distributed to all the devotees. From this way, we see that if Nityananda Prabhu calls, then Gauranga Mahaprabhu will come, and we will get the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So only when we please our spiritual master, then only we can please Krishna. Only when we please Nityananda Prabhu, then we can please Mahaprabhu by Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. So we are going to talk about, these two personalities who are Parama Karuna, who are extremely merciful. And there are two personalities, Pahu Duyi Jana. And who are they? Nitai Gaurachandra. Let me share the screen, and then we'll have the devotees can raise their hands. We can read one paragraph for translations. And then we will go ahead with our regular agenda of Bhagavad Gita. Today we'll start with chapter number 7. परम करुणा बहुदुई जननी ताय गौरचंद्र। परम करुणा बहुदुई जननी ताय गौरचंद्र। सभवतारा सभवतार सारा शिरोमणि केवल आनंद कंडा। सभवतार सारा शिरोमणि केवल आनंद कंडा। भजो भजो भाई चैतन्य निताय सुदृढ़ विश्वास कोरी। भजो भजो भाई चैतन्य निताय सुदृढ़ विश्वास कोरी। दिशाया चाड़िया दिशाया चाड़िया तेरा से माजिया मुखे बोलो हरि हरि। दिशाया चाड़िया तेरा से माजिया मुखे बोलो हरि हरि। देखो रे भाई त्रिभुवने नाय ए मोन दयाल दाता। देखो रे भाई त्रिभुवने नाय ए मोन दयाल दाता। पशु पाखी जुरे पशु पाखी जुरे काशान विधारे सुनी गणा गुण गाथा। पशु पाखी जुरे काशान विधारे सुनी जरा गुण गाथा। संसारे मजिया रोहिली पोरिया से पदे नहीं लो आशा। संसारे मजिया रोहिली पोरिया से पदे नहीं लो आशा। आपना करामा आपना कराम गुंजाए सामान कहो ए लोचन दासा। आपना कराम गुंजाए सामान कहो ए लोचन दासा। कहो ए लोचन दास कहो ए लोचन दासा। परम करुणा बहुरुई जननी ताय गौरचंद्र। सभवतारा सभवतार सारा शिरोमणि केवल आनंद कंड। केवल आनंद कंड केवल आनंद कंड। केवल आनंद कंड केवल आनंद कंड। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। परम करुणा बहुदुई जननी ताय गौरचंद्र। निताय गौरचंद्र निताय गौरचंद्र। So we can have devotees read the translations now. Okay, Vaishali Mataji, go ahead. The two lords.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
The
Krishna.
two Lords, Nitai or Chandra, are very merciful. They are the essence of all incarnations. The specific significance of this incarnation is that they introduce a process of chanting and dancing, and that is simply joyful.
Hare Krishna. Maushmi
Hare
Mataji, go
Krishna.
ahead. My dear brother. Maushmi Mataji, please unmute yourself. Okay, Karpakavali Mataji, go ahead.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. My dear brother, I request you that just worship of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda with firm conviction and faith. If one wants to be Krishna conscious by this process, one has to give up his engagement in some sense gratification. One simply has to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Hare without any motive. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Sindhu Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Number 2. My
Number
dear
3.
brother, my dear brother, I request that you just worship Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda with firm conviction and faith. If one wants to be Krishna conscious by this process, one has to give up his engagement in sense gratification. One simply has to chant Hare Krishna, Hari Hari without any motive.
Okay, thank you. Maushmi Mataji, are you able to unmute yourself? Okay.
Hare
Snehal
Krishna
Mataji, go
Mataji.
ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Yes.
Dhanavasanam. Can I read?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, please read.
Third one, na?
Third one. My dear brother.
My dear brother, just try and examine this. Examine this within the 3 words. There is no one like Lord Chaitanya or Lord Nityananda. Their merciful qualities are so great that upon hearing them, even birds and beasts cry and stones melt.
Yeah. So generally our heart is compared to a stone, right? Our heart is so hard like a stone. That's why the messages of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, they don't penetrate our hearts. They don't create emotions in our heart, right? Because our heart is like stone. But simply by hearing them, what happens? Birds and beasts also cry and stones also melt. So by singing these songs and reading these translations by Srila Prabhupada, what happens? In our heart also, which is currently like a stone, the stone will melt, and the emotions of Krishna Prema, the emotions of wanting to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead will arise in our heart like that. All right, Snehal Mataji, go ahead. But Lochan Das regrets. So Lochan Das Thakur is a pure devotee of the Lord. So what he is regretting here is the condition of all of us, conditioned souls. What is it? Please read Mataji, Snehal Mataji. Snehal Mataji, you're able to unmute?
Yes, Mataji, now.
Yes.
But Lochindas regrets that I am entrapped by sense gratification, since I have no attraction for the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Then Yamaraj, the superintendent of death, is punishing me by not allowing me to be attracted by this movement. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So these translations have been written by Prabhupada. That's why we are able to understand the deeper essence of these wonderful songs. And we always know that these songs contain the entire Krishna consciousness philosophy, right? So if we sing these songs, like tomorrow we will sing Pralaya Payodi Jale, day after tomorrow we will sing Nadia Godrumi, Nityananda Mahajan, and we also sing the 12 names of Nityananda Prabhu. It's very auspicious to chant the 12 names of Nityananda Prabhu every day. We do it in the morning during the Brahma Murta time. So yeah, we should continue to do that, because only by accessing the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu will our heart be able to access the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in this way, when we worship Nityananda Prabhu and please Nityananda Prabhu, then we need not endeavor for anything else, right? Because Nityananda Prabhu will, because he's Balaram only, right? He has got the plow. He will take away all of the unnecessary desires from our heart, and in this way make our heart fertile, right? So that the Bhakti Lata, the Bhakti creeper, can grow nicely, and then it transcends all of the Mahatattva and everything, and then the rests at the lotus feet of Shri Radha and Krishna, and then it continues to grow until it bears the fruit of Krishna Prem, right? Not even the buds. Bud stage is the Bhava stage, where the first and foremost the buds come out. But then finally, when the fruits come, the fruit of Krishna Prema, until then our creeper has to grow. And until then, we have to ensure that we don't have anarthas, we don't develop any aparadas, etc., right? Because even at the stage of Bhava, we know that Bharat Maharaj actually fell down, right? So we have examples. So in that, we have to be very, very careful in whatever stage we are, right? From Shraddha to Krishna Prema, we have to be very careful how we are practicing bhakti, how we are trying to eliminate the weeds as we water our bhakti lata with the process of hearing and chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We have to be very careful so that our bhakti lata grows nicely until we obtain Krishna Prema. Okay, Hare Krishna. So now we will go ahead with Bhagavad Gita. So we are studying the 108 important verses as advised by Grace Radhisham Prabhu. Instead of doing all the 700 verses alone, he suggested that let's do with the translation of Prabhupada and also discussion on the verses. Basis the purports of Srila Prabhupada. So we completed the first 6 chapters, important shlokas last time. We also spoke about how this Bhagavad Gita, the essence of Bhagavad Gita is in the middle 6 verses, middle 6 chapters, which is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It is like a jewel which is kept in a jewel box. The upper lid is like the first 6 chapters, which is called Karma Yoga. The lower lid is like the last 6 chapters, which is Jnana Yoga. In between, the jewel is there. That jewel is actually the essence of Bhagavad Gita, which is called Bhakti Yoga. So today we want to actually start the important verses of Bhagavad Gita, starting from chapter number 7. So let me quickly share my screen. Devotees who would like to read the translations may do so. 7.3, that was the first verse. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschid Siddhaye Yatatam Api Siddhanam Kaschin Mam Veti Tatvataha. Okay, Maushmi Mataji, go ahead.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead says, out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and
Of those
and
those who have
those
achieved.
who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth.
Yeah. So there is another verse also which says this: Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanaman Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. So why is Krishna telling the same thing in different verses? Right? Because we are so conditioned, right? We are not able to understand. So things need to get repeated. That is why Harer Nama Eva Kevalam Kalau Nasteva Gatir Anyata. In this age of Kali, there is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way for deliverance other than chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama. So in different ways, Krishna is reiterating the same thing. And Prabhupada also, if you see the purports, he gives references of several verses, probably in 2-3 purports, even in sequence, he gives the same verse again and again. Explains that in the purport. Why? Because when a repetition repetition is the key to study, and we also know it even for our material education, right? Academics also, what do? We keep repeating the formulas, etc. Right? Because what do we do when we keep on repeating the formulas, then the application of the formulas become easy for us. Say 10 formulas we have thoroughly by hearted, and we work out in the problems. Right? We keep on practicing doing the problems. What happens? At a particular time, we become so much of an expert that when we see the problem only, we know which of the 10 formulas we have to use in that problem. Similarly, when we study these verses and when we understand the meaning continuously, then we become so much expert that at one point in time, we'll be able to apply this principle of Bhagavad Gita in our life. Because this is not for by hearting and keeping in the mind. Because formula per se will not get us marks in the exam, isn't it? But the application of the formula to solve the problem, that only will fetch us marks, right? That, and in the examination of life, the application of the Bhagavad Gita principles in our life, how much we are remembering Krishna, how much we are able to remember Krishna and do activities according to the principles of Bhagavad Gita, that will enable us to remember Krishna throughout the life. And that will help us in the examination, of which is called death. We'll be able to remember Krishna at the time of death. So that is the actual examination. And what are we doing? All of the studies of the verses, the translation, etc. Right? All of this is going to help us remember Krishna. Right? All of this is going to help us. Why are we chanting also? Chanting also enables us to remember Krishna more. Why are we chanting 64 rounds today? Why are we chanting 108 rounds today? That means we are remembering Krishna more and more. So what are we doing? We are practicing, we are training our mind to continuously remember Krishna more and more. Why? Because we want to pass the exam. We want to remember Krishna at the time of death, right? We have to be very clear why we are doing what. We are not just doing it because somebody is telling us. I was mentioning about this cat story. I will not tell in details, but there was somebody, there was a rat in the wedding, and somebody suggested, okay, put a cat there, so the cat will drive away the rat. This was in one wedding, and what happens? The entire generations of that particular family, they always used to have a cat in the wedding. They thought that it is a ritual that has to be followed, right? They did not understand the essence of why the cat was there, right? The cat was there to drive away the rat, and when there is no rat, there was no need for a cat, isn't it? Similarly, we are not following things because 1, 2, 3, 4 tick mark exercise, right? Because we are part of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We need to be conscious of why we are doing what we are doing, because we want to attain the desired success, which is Krishna Prema. We don't want to do anything whimsically. We don't want to do things just because somebody has told us. That is why it is said that tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. If you are not convinced or we don't know why something is being done, what is the purpose, then we need to ask humbly. After rendering service to that particular person, our Shiksha Gurus, our Diksha Guru, we ask humbly, why are we doing this? Why should not we do this, right? In a humble mood, with the intention of understanding why we are doing it, to understand the purpose. If we do that, then what happens? We will understand the purport of that particular instruction. When we understand the purport, what happens? It becomes easy for us to apply in our lives. That's it. So here, that's what Krishna is saying. So many may endeavor for perfection, right? So many people do ritualistic activities, right? That agarbatti, gumana, anybody can do, right? Why are we doing that? 4, 2, 3, 7 offering of deepa to the Lord. Of course, the activity itself is purifying, but if you want to get the desired success soon, then what is it that you have to do? You have to understand why we are doing it. You want to develop love for Krishna, right? When we serve somebody with all our heart, then automatically love will develop, right? When generally in the material world, how it happens, ulta, right? Urdhva moolam adha shakam, right? Generally in the material world, we serve people we love, right? But now in the spiritual world, what happens? Because we are so manda, right? We've accumulated so much of anarthas in our heart. We do, our love is reposed on all the wrong people, right? So now we want to repose our love on the right person, who's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in order for that love to awaken in our heart, what are we doing? We are trying to perform devotional service. So when we perform service continuously, whether we like it or not, whether we have the desire or not, when we do that service, because we know that is ultimately beneficial for us, right? When we do that, automatically Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Karaya Udaya, the love that is already dormant in our hearts, which is accumulated with all the anarthas, that anarthas will get removed, and our love for the Lord will manifest in our heart again. And that is perfection. And now Krishna says, hardly one knows me in truth, because the whole population, they are just caught up in the rituals, right? And that is why we want to be one of those people, right, who are very rare, because we want to understand why we are doing what we are doing. And in this way, we want to do it for the pleasure of the Lord. All right. Next one. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Bhumirapo Nalo Vayuho Kammano Buddhireva Cha Ahankara Iti Yamme Binna Prakriti Rashtadha. Vaishali Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Pranam. एक minute. The
Translation.
Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these 8 constitute my separated material energies. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Right. So everything is an emanation of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right. So here in the next couple of verses, actually the next 2-3 verses which we'll be reading, is going to talk about the external energy of the Lord, how the Lord manifests himself. Right. In later chapters also we'll be seeing how the Lord says, I am the taste of water, I am the sound of ether, I am the light and the heat of the fire, right? I am the intelligence of the intelligent, like that. Krishna is going to say, then I am the syllable om in the chanting. So all of these ways, why Krishna is saying? Krishna is saying because as we perform our regular duty, like as a grahastha, we have so many duties to perform. As a mother, as a daughter, as a father, as a son, as a father-in-law, as a son-in-law, as a grandfather, grandmother. We have so many duties, right? While performing our swadharma, how can we remember the Lord? That is why Krishna is giving us all this knowledge. So whenever we see a flower or a fruit or we see the earth, we see sand, we see fire, we see we can or we we are able to feel the air, right? When there is a nice wind blowing, we think, oh, Krishna has created these elements, right? Krishna has provided us these elements so that we could enjoy this nice fragrance which that is traveling through the air, or this nice taste of water, like that. So that is why Krishna is saying earth, water, fire, air, ether, and our subtle body, which is composed of the mind, intelligence, and false ego. They all are part of Krishna's energies. And so, what is the duty? If something belongs to somebody, right? If I just go to my neighbor's house and just pick up a chair and walk away, what will that person think? Yeah, that person will think you're a thief. He'll hand me over to the police, and then I go to the jail, right? That's exactly what we've done. The Lord has given us so many things, but instead of taking permission from the Lord, expressing our gratitude to the Lord, what are we thinking? We just go, we come to this material world. We think everything is there for our enjoyment. We go here, there, pick up anything, use anything, and then what happens? We suffer the sinful reactions because we are not grateful. It's just like I'm being put in the prison because I just went into my neighbor's house and picked up something that is not mine. Right? Similarly, nothing belongs to us. Everything, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvalokam Maheshwaram. Everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. Everything is a manifestation of the Lord's energy. Hence, rightfully to be used in the service of the Lord. But if we don't use it for the Lord's service, we try to enjoy and exploit all these things, then we will be put behind the bar. Right? That means what? We are in the prison house because of that only. Right? Because we wanted to enjoy independently, we want to utilize Lord's resources for our own benefit. That is why we are in this material world. So all these verses is reiterating the fact that everything belongs to Krishna and is rightfully to be employed in the service of Krishna. Next verse. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Apareyam Itastvanyam Prakritim Viddhime Param Jiva Bhutam Mahabaho Yedam Daryate Jagat. Okay, Shobha Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Mataji. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Apareyam Itastha Anyam Prakritim Vidime Param Jiva Bhutam Mahabaho Yetam Daryate Jagat. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, besides these, O mighty Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind, which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material, inferior nature. Haribol, Srila Prabhupada.
Okay. So here in this verse also, what is Krishna saying? Krishna is saying the same thing, right? Not only are the inferior elements, the material elements created by me, but apart from them, there is a higher entity called as the living entity, right? Which are conscious, right? Earth, water, fire, air, ether, they are all chemical. They are all what do you call jada, right? They are all jada means they don't have consciousness. But Krishna is saying, apart from those material elements, right, there is a superior energy of mind which comprises of the living entities, which are us, right? And so we also belong to Krishna. That is why it is not some people say, why is Krishna, especially when you talk about how a leader performs and everybody follows, etc. Then they ask us, why does Krishna perform this Ras Leela with all the gopis and all that, right? So what is it? Krishna has a right to perform because all of us, all the living entities are meant to be enjoyed by Krishna. We all exist because we've been created by the Lord. We are meant to be enjoyed by the Lord, right? So what we need to do, we need to follow the instructions of the Lord. Whatever instructions the Lord has given Bhagavad Gita, we are supposed to follow that, not imitate the Lord. And Prabhupada gives a very beautiful, makes a beautiful point in his lecture where it says, Prabhupada says, you want to imitate the Rasa Leela, before doing that, you imitate the Govardhan Leela pastime, right? You lift the Govardhan with your left hand small finger, and then you go ahead with the other Leelas, right? So in this way, we understand that, certain Leelas which we think that, I am also a Lord, but somehow I am in the material world. But now when I become purified, then I will become God. That is a Mayavadi tendency, right? When I'm cleared of this Maya, then what happens? Then I'll become God. That means what? Maya is even greater than Krishna. Maya is greater than God. That's why, because if I am God, then Maya is influencing me. Then I have now forgotten that I am God. But when I become purified, I become God. That means what? Maya is greater than God. How can that be? Right? Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Daivi Hayesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. Krishna says that Maya Devi is my energy, and she puts people into illusion as per my direction, or as per the direction that I have given in the form of karma yoga, right? The karma, the reactions of the activities. So in this way, some people, like when we wear a yellow glass, we see everything yellow. Whatever we want to see, only we will see. But to understand the real purport, again, we are coming back to the same point. If we need to understand the real purport of the Bhagavad Gita and how we need to apply the principles of Bhagavad Gita in our life, then we need to hear from a bona fide spiritual master, right? And here, very, very clearly, Prabhupada is mentioned, that Prabhupada is our eternal Shiksha Guru, isn't it? So Prabhupada is saying, we living entities, all of the living entities, all of the, whether it is material things, whether it is spiritual things, or whether it is a marginal energy, we are all energies of the Supreme Lord, and we are meant to be engaged in the service of the Lord. And if we don't do it, then we have to actually face the repercussions of not utilizing something which has to be utilized in a particular way. Like for example, we put all the vessels in the washing machine, right? And then we crib, oh, why the vessels are not getting washed? But it is not meant for that, right? And then the machine also spoils, vessels also don't get washed, right? Because we have not read the manual properly and we are not utilizing it properly. So as simple as that, we are meant to serve the Lord, but we are utilizing everything in our own service, and that is why we are getting frustrated. In spite of all the efforts, why am I not getting enjoyment like that? All right, next verse. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Mattaha Parataram Nanyat Kinchit Asti Dhananjaya Mai Sarvam Idam Protam Sutre Mani Gana Iva. Okay, Rohini Mataji, go ahead.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Right? Krishna in several places in Ishopanishad also, the verses say that Krishna is eternally in the spiritual world. There is no reason why Krishna should come here to this material world, because Krishna wants to enjoy. That's why he expands sometimes, into Srimati Radharani, and they enjoy. And whenever they want to come together, they come together as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Krishna is having a fun time in Goloka Vrindavan Dham. Yet, why does Krishna come to this world? Right? That is also described by Prabhupada very nicely. Right? Because Krishna is so compassionate that Krishna wants to attract us to that spiritual world. Krishna does not want us to suffer in this material world. Right? That's why Krishna creates this material world, wherein he gives us opportunity to reform ourselves, to understand that there is frustration when the Lord is not there. Right? Krishna Surya Sama Maya hai Andhakar. Jahan Krishna taha nahi hai Maya Adhikar. We are put into illusion. Why? Because we don't want to live with Krishna. We don't want to serve Krishna. We want to enjoy independently. And the Lord is so merciful. The Lord has actually created this material world. And everything works so perfectly in this material world also. The sun rises at the right time. The sun sets at the right time. The moon rises in at the moon time. Whenever it has to rise. So like that, everything has been arranged with the Supreme Lord. But the Lord does not even come out of Goloka Vrindavan. So how does all these things manifest? Again, by the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is, we don't see something is actually working like that. But Krishna gives example as pearls are strung on a thread. I manifest all of these things like the pearls are strung on a thread. We see the pearls, right? Oh, the pearls are looking beautiful. Nobody admires and complements the thread that is holding, right? Because nobody can see the thread also. But if not for the thread, all the pearls will just scatter away, right? So what is the most important thing is the thread. So Krishna says, just like the pearls are strung on the thread, I maintain all of these universes, like that. All right, 7.14, very, very important verse. Okay. Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Daivi Hayesha Gunamayi, Mama Maya Duratyaya, Mame Vaye Prapadyante, Maya Metam Tarantite. Sudha Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Dandavats.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, this divine energy of mine, consisting of the three moods of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. So this is what we just spoke about, right? The energy, Maya Devi is the energy of the Lord, right? When Maya Devi cannot control the Lord, Maya Devi can control us. Why? Because we are the tatastha energy of the Lord. That means we have the opportunity to either take shelter of the Lord's internal pleasure potency. That means we serve the Lord, or we could take we could take shelter at the material energy of the Lord, which means Maya Devi. When we decide to come under Maya Devi, then what does Maya Devi do? She puts us into various tests. She gives us various, she shows us nice, like they show that, the trailers, right? Some advertising articles, right? They show outside, this diamond necklace. No, they show that, and we get allured. We go inside, and then we get caught in that entanglement. Oh, I want the diamond necklace, and what do I have to? I have to pay 5 lakh rupees. Okay, how will I get that 5 lakh rupees? Okay, I have to work 12 hours a day, and then in this way, in 5 years, I'll be able to get that 5 lakh rupees, and then I will go and give it to that guy. And then what is happening? My 5 years is gone. Unnecessarily toiling for that particular necklace, just because I went on the road, I saw that necklace, I wanted it, right? So similarly, what is happening here is we decided to serve Maya. So Maya is showing us all these illusions, and then what is it? We are working so hard to attain those things, a bigger car, a 4 BHK home, what not, right? But then we become frustrated in that attempt to conquer Maya, or to get whatever, to get a control on our desires. We can never get a control over Maya, because she is the energy of the Supreme Lord. But then Krishna tells, what is the formula to do that? Mamevaye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. But when we decide, I'm not going to run behind these things, I'm going to take shelter at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then what happens? Maya still gives her tests, but then we pass our tests. Why? Because we surrender to the Lord, right? What is not within my control is within the control of the Lord, who is my best friend, right? Why should I be in anxiety? Let me do my duty and leave everything in the service of the Lord. Let me do everything in the service of the Lord and not be attached to the results. In this way, when we pass the tests of Maya, then what happens? Maya Devi herself will give us in the care of Yoga Maya. That means Mamevaye prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. So we have crossed the 3 modes of material nature, but we can do it only when we are surrendering unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. So that is what it is. Daivi Hayeshu Gunami Mama Maya Durat. Krishna himself is saying, very, very difficult to cross the 3 modes of material nature. But if you surrender to me, by my mercy, you will be able to cross the 3 modes of material nature. All right, 7.15. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Namam Dushkritino Moodah Prapadyante Naradamaah Maya Aparata Jnana Asuram Bhavama Shrutah. Okay, Sarva Gopi Shri Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Dandat Pranam Mataji. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of Brahman, do not surrender unto me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So all of this knowledge is available for everybody, isn't it? The Bhagavad Gita is available to everybody. There are so many commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. So there is no need for Prabhupada to write a commentary, because there are so many commentaries already on Bhagavad Gita. Right, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and all the so many commentaries were there. But Prabhupada was saying that nobody gave Bhagavad Gita as it is. Everybody added their own mental concoctions, their own interpretations, their own understanding. Right? Some people say that you don't have to surrender to Krishna. Sarvadharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja. Mam means what? surrender unto me. But some people say that in mention their commentaries that surrender unto the unborn within Krishna, something like that, right? And then Prabhupada is saying, everybody uses their own word jugglery to identify their own purpose, right? Whatever they want to achieve, and in that way they give their own interpretation. That's why Prabhupada gave this commentary to Bhagavad Gita, and he called it Bhagavad Gita as it is. That means at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, what should be our test, right? Am I inclined to serve Krishna? Am I inclined to follow the instructions of Krishna? Just like Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, right? Arjuna said, Krishna told Arjuna, Yata ichasi tata kuru. Now I've given you the knowledge. Now you do whatever you like. That's what Krishna told Arjuna. And what did Arjuna say? Arjuna said, okay, I will do whatever you have told me to do. I will follow your instructions, right? Karishye vachanam tava. That's what Arjuna told, right? If we come to the point of understanding Bhagavad Gita in the right way, then what will we say? We will surrender to the spiritual master who's taught us Bhagavad Gita. We will ask that spiritual master, what am I supposed to do? And in this way, we follow their instructions, and in this way, we will lead our life. If we are doing this, then we have understood the real purport of Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, if we are simply giving reasons, like Arjuna started off, right? I am not going to fight. Why? Because I will incur sinful reactions. I will be the cause for Varna Shankara. I will not be able to enjoy, and all of these, yeah, Prajna Vadam Shabashase. He was speaking words of, he's speaking learned words. But Krishna told, you're a fool, right? You don't have to, apply your mental speculation and think what is correct and what is not correct, what is to be done and what is not to be done, right? Nanu shochanti panditaha. Learned people don't use their material intelligence to understand and speculate about what is to be done, what is not to be done. Learned people, learned people, they go to a spiritual master and try to understand from them, what am I supposed to do in this particular condition, right? So in this way, when we apply the principle of Bhagavad Gita in whatever we do, then we are not part of these four categories. Otherwise, we are mudha, we are foolish. Because so much of clear information along with Prabhupada's purport is given, yet we think that we know what is the right way to do things. So if we are still giving the right to our mind to tell us what to do, what not to do, then we can very clearly label ourselves that we are part of one of these four categories. Either we are foolish, or we are Naradhama, lowest among mankind, or our knowledge is stolen by illusion, we are Maya, Abharta, Jnana, or Asuram Bhava Mashritaha, we are atheistic nature. And that is why we are not able to surrender to Krishna. Because beyond this, right, it is like halwa is nicely prepared, pineapple halwa, and somebody is giving us in a plate and with a spoon also, and giving us like this, and then we are not even opening our mouth to eat it. Then how foolish we must be. That's how it is explained here. Yeah. Okay, and then we don't want to be part of these four categories, right? We want to be not even one. We want to be at least one of these people. Let's see what it is. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Chaturvida Bhajante Mam Jana Sukritino Arjuna Artho Jignashur Artharthi Jnani Cha Bharatarshabha. Okay, Sindhu Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Mataji. Text 16. Translation. O best among the Bharatas, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O best among the Bharatas, four kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the Absolute.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, thank you. Right. So, Chaturvida Bhajanti Mam, Jana Sukritino Arjuna. All of us, if we just think in our life, how did we come to Krishna consciousness, right? All of us have come to Krishna consciousness because of one of these three reasons, or one of these four reasons for sure, right? If some of us have practiced Krishna consciousness in our previous life and have, say continued from, say 90% or 80%, whatever be the level, then some of us actually would have inquired, right? Why is bad things happening to me? Who is the Supreme Lord? Why am I being put into such a situation, right? That is a jignashu. That means he is trying to understand, why am I put into a bad situation? Why am I suffering in this world? So such a person becomes a jignashu. And some of us, maybe because we are put into a distressful condition, right? We are getting, this backache and headache and fever and all this COVID time, right? Many people surrendered to Krishna at the time of COVID, right? Because richest of the people also, right? With so much of money also, they could not protect their own life. Some of them, some of the richest people could not even get a hospital bed. When they went to the hospital, having so much of money in their bank account, they could not still protect themselves because they could not get access to a doctor. They could not get access to a bed. So then we all understand that how much ever wealth we may have, how much ever skills we may have, how much ever of anything of this material thing we may have, it is not eternal. It is not, it is very temporary. The next minute it can be taken away. Everything can be taken away, including our body, right? The soul can leave the body. So why is it that we are attached to all these things which can be taken away at any time, right? So we should be attached to those things which will give us eternal benefit, which can never be taken away. What can never be taken away? Only bhakti sukruti can never be taken away. Even our karmas, right, that also travel with us, right? Our positive karmas, negative karmas, because we need to either suffer for it or they don't nullify each other. I do stealing and then I give charity and then dono cancel ho jayega. Nahi, aisa nahi hota hai. The laws of karma are such that I will get punished. I have to go to jail for 1 year if I've stolen something, and if I'm giving charity, then somebody will somebody will maybe give me a bread in the jail, right? So like that, somebody will give me charity. The laws of karma are very, very intricate. We don't know how it is going to work. How are we going to get the reactions, isn't it? So those also travel with us, but those can also be zeroized. Our karmic reactions can also be zeroized. There is only one thing which can never reduce, which will always only keep increasing, and that is only our bhakti sukruti. Whatever benefit we have derived by rendering service, by rendering devotional service under the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only that thing will increase. So some of us, because we are distressed, we turn to the Lord. Some of us, we wanted wealth, we turn towards the Lord. Some of us were very inquisitive. Why am I suffering? And we turn towards the Lord. And some of them, because of our previous life, maybe we would have done bhakti. Maybe we would have been born in devotee family. So as we are slowly trying to understand a lot of things, that time itself we try to somebody tells us Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we need to worship Krishna, etc. So in various stages, according to where we desired, according to our previous life karmas and desires, we have landed in a particular situation where we still have a choice, right? I'm put into suffering, I have a headache, but I don't want to surrender to the Lord. I have a desire to acquire wealth, but I don't go to Ganesha. I go to the Visa temple in Chennai and break a coconut, and then I want to pray to Ganesha. Then I want to and get 1 million rupees. I'm bringing 1 rupee coconut for you, right? Give me 1 million job in United States. Like that also, some foolish people can be there. So those people will be classified under Mudha. Whereas some of us will go to Krishna only and Krishna, please, I want this job, Krishna. I want to score good marks, Krishna, please help me. And then what happens? We'll come under these 4 categories. And then Krishna will purify us. And in that way, we will come to the stage of pure bhakti, right? Depending on how much of material desires we have, to that extent, we will take longer to come to pure bhakti. But if you want only Krishna prem, if you want only complete dependence on the Lord, oh Lord, whatever you want to do with me, you can do. I will do as per what is ordained to me, as per what is instructed to me by my spiritual masters, by Srila Prabhupada. In that case, the purification itself will be fast. Yeah. Out of these 4 also, the purification depends on what is our attitude, what is our consciousness. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudevah Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. So, who will read? Somebody is not read. Monimala Mataji, go ahead. Translation by Srila Prabhupada.
Mataji,
Yes.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. 90. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes, and all that is such a great soul is very rare.
Yeah. So such a great soul, Samahatma Sudurlabha, right? Because, even if we get beaten up, right? The propensity is there in our heart. We always are committing the same thing again and again. Like always Radhanath Maharaj was saying, right? The more we feed the bad dog, the more it will become difficult for us to choose the good dog, right? The more we tell ourselves, okay, aaj ka din mein Brahma Murta mein nahi chanting karti hu. Kal se, from tomorrow, I will wake up during Brahma Murta time, right? Until we wake up, and we, we feed the good dog, right? The good dog is telling, "Arey, ut jao yaar, it's okay, get up, get up." No, but the bad dog is saying, "No, no, one day, let us sleep. It's okay. Today is Sunday, right? There's no office also. What is the point? We can do our chanting at 9 o'clock also, 10 o'clock also. We have not promised that we will do chant during Brahma Muhurta. We only promised that I will do only 16 rounds. So what is the need?" Like that, the bad dog is saying. But the good dog is saying, wake up, because even one day if you lose, then you will lose the rigor. But then what we do, sometimes we say, okay, fine, let me sleep. Wake up at 6 o'clock. After Brahma Muhurta, we try to chant, and then we count. We don't do chanting, we do counting. We do counting of the holy names, and then we keep checking. Kitna hua, 6 ho gaya, 7 ho gaya. Arey, 16th mala. Then we complete bliss. It's like we attained Krishna Prema. Right? At night, 11 o'clock, when we are finishing our 16th round, that is Krishna Prema. I've experienced it. That's why I'm telling. When I come back from office, many days like that. At 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock. Completed 16 rounds. Hari bol. Krishna will be very pleased with me. I've completed my 16 rounds. Right? And then we don't want to wake up next day, right? Because poor Medhavini, right? She slept at 11 o'clock. Completed her 16th round at 11 o'clock. Right? Morning also, if I wake up at 6 o'clock, I will chant with great attention. And then what happens? That also same thing recurs. Why? Because I have not fed the good dog. I have been feeding the bad dog, which is telling me to sleep, isn't it? But the day I wake up and tell, shut up, right? And then I wake up and then I chant, then it becomes easy for me. And then the bad dog slowly dies down. And then the good dog is barking very loud. And then we are not able to even hear the bad dog. And then we are easily able to wake up during the Brahma Muhurta and we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Right? So in this way, after many births and deaths, one who surrenders unto me, right? That means we are following the instructions. The more we follow instructions of our Guru, the more we will be able to get more enthusiasm, determination to follow their instructions. The more we postpone following the instructions of our Guru, then the more it becomes difficult for us to follow their instructions. Okay, so we will complete the 7th chapter today. Okay, now let's move on to next verse, 7.25. Okay, I'm just realizing it's already 2 o'clock. We have one round of chanting to be done, but it's okay. You're always late, so it's fine. So we will extend it 15 minutes. We'll end at 2:15. Okay. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Naham Prakasha Sarvasya Yoga Maya Samavritah Moodhoyam Nabhijanati Loko Mamajama Vyayam. Karpakavali Mataji, you already read, I guess. If you have not read, otherwise you can lower your hand. Now Kishori Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, thank you. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. Dandavat Pranam.
Right? Naham Prakasha Sarvasya, right? The more we listen to the bad dog, continuing that example, right? Then what happens? Krishna will ensure that the good dog does not even remind us. After a particular point in time, the good dog will die down so much. Yeah. Please go ahead. What was I saying? Yeah, the good dog is dead. And then what happens? We don't even get reminders to wake up in the morning. And then we think this is only the way of life, right? Getting up at 6 o'clock, getting up after Brahma Muhurta, that is only the way of life. And then we keep, chanting until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the night. And then what happens? Some days, next day, Brahma Muhurta only, we are doing our previous day's rounds. Like that it will become. Right? Because Naham Prakasha Sarvasya, Yoga Maya Samavrataha. Because the more the curtains are there, the less we will be able to understand the potency of devotional service. The less we will be able to understand the Lord. And the more will be influenced by Maya. That is very important. Every decision we take either takes us closer to Krishna or away from Krishna. There is no stagnant point in devotional life. Either we are swimming or the current will drag us on the other side. There is no stagnant position in Krishna consciousness like that. Okay, let's move forward. 7.26. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Vedaham Samatitani Vartamanani Cha Arjuna Bhavishyani Cha Bhutani Mam Tu Vedana Kaschana. Okay, Hema Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Dhanavad.
Godhead said, "O Arjuna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening is in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me, no one knows."
Yeah. So that is why it is important to follow the instructions of the spiritual master, right? Because Chaitya Guru, right? Because whatever the spiritual master needs to know, that will enable us to practice devotional service. Krishna encourages. Krishna actually guides the spiritual master to guide us. So the more we follow the instructions of the spiritual master, we are actually guided by Krishna. Just like Arjuna was personally guided by Krishna, we also can be personally guided by Krishna if we follow the instructions of the spiritual master, like that. Okay, so this is the last verse for today. 7.27, and then we have 7.28 also. All right. So 7.27. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Ichcha Dvesha Samuttena Dvandva Mohena Bharata Sarva Bhutani Sammoham Sarge Yanti Parantapa. Nagavini Mataji, go ahead. Okay, Sindhu Mataji, sorry, Rohini Mataji, go ahead.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O Scion of Bharata, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities arising from desire and hate. Haribol.
Haribol, thank you. So why do we have desire and hate? We want to do certain things, we hate to do certain things. Why? Because some things give pleasure to me, I want to do it. Some things don't give pleasure to me, I don't like to do those things. As long as we are determining what we should do, what we should not do based on our own, what is giving us sense gratification. Now, to that extent, we will always be in delusion, in illusion, like that. Okay, last verse for today. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Esham Tvantagatam Papam Jananam Punyakarmanam Te Dvandva Moha Nirmukta Bhajante Mam Drida Vrataha. Okay, Nagavani Mataji, last chance. Can you unmute yourself?
Mataji just sent a message that she can't unmute.
Yeah. Okay. For some reason, I don't know. Okay, Rohini Mataji, you can. Sudha Mataji, did you read before? Okay, you can go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Pranam.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and whose simple actions are completely eradicated, are freed from the dualities of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. Thank you, Mataji.
Bhajante Mam. Hare Krishna, thank you. Bhajante Mam Drida Vrataha. Drida Vrata means with determination. So only a person who is who's determined to hear the good dog in the heart, right? Get up for Brahma Murta. Hear at least 1 hour of Bhagavatam every day, right? Always associate with devotees at every opportunity. Take up every opportunity for service that comes our way, right? When somebody does that, then what happens? One is guided by the Paramatma in the heart to be able to follow what is given in these what is given by Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu. If we don't do that, then we whimsically act according to our mind, and what happens? We'll be put more and more into illusion. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granth Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. So now we'll quickly chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Congregational chanting of one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So I would request devotees to please switch on your cameras. I can see Rohini Mataji, Shobha Mataji, Hema Mataji, Sarva Gopeshwari Mataji, Vaishali Mataji, Anjana Mataji, Karpagavalli Mataji, Vijayalakshmi Priya Mataji. If Vijayalakshmi Mataji is switching on her camera, everybody else should be able to do. Because I think it is almost midnight for her, or I don't know whether it is early morning. What is the time now, Mataji?
2:30.
2:30 a.m. So Mataji is chanting in her Brahma Murta time, a little earlier than Brahma Murta also. So if Mataji can switch on her camera, everyone else should be able to, because for us it is, we've just broken our fast at 12:15. We are very energetic and strong. So we can chant one round by switching on our cameras nicely, sitting down with a proper prayerful mood, with the proper posture, either Sukhasana or Vajrasan or whatever asana is comfortable, Padmasan, whatever is comfortable for you. And then we will chant loudly, and then we will hear the chanting very, very clearly. Right? So in this way, okay, I can see Swarna Gopi Mataji, Nilanjani Mataji, Rajaratnam Prabhu, Snehal Mataji, Sarva Gopeshwari Mataji. All right. So we are all ready for our chanting. Sudha Mataji. All right. So everybody, please switch on your cameras for the next 6 to 7 minutes, or at least 6 minutes, so that we can all chant very nicely for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga on the auspicious occasion of Ekadashi, with exclusive desire to please Guru and Gauranga. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे. All of us chant loudly so that we can hear our own chanting. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Prabhu ki jai. Jagad Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Panchakalpadrubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णवा वृंद की जय. जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल. Hare Krishna. Dhanavad pranams to all the devotees. Everyone can unmute themselves now. Anyone wants to share any realization, any sankalpa, any issues in joining the group, anything, you can share that now. Otherwise, we can end the session. Hare Krishna. Anything from anyone? Okay. Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Happy chanting, happy Ekadashi, and let us not forget to update our rounds. How many rounds did we complete for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga? Let's do it before Mangalarati tomorrow. So please update your completion of the Sankalpa by 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Kaliyuga Patita Pavan Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai. Samveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. All glories assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare